Hi everyone, my name is Manuel. I'm a registered nurse in Ghana and a registered nurse in the UK, but currently practicing in the UK. In this video, I'm going to give you 7 reasons and one bonus reason why I chose to become a registered nurse in the UK instead of moving to the US. Stay tuned, and if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe and then hit the notification button so that you receive our next videos.
Hello guys.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our
channel. Compare films.
Okay, so my first point or my first reason why I chose to move to the UK instead of the US is the fact that the duration of trying to relocate to the UK is way shorter than the US. So averagely, it will take you 12 to 18 months to be able to relocate to the USA. That is if there is no backlog with the immigrant visa quota. Immigrant visa quota is the number of people who are admitted into the USA annually. So apparently, the United States of America government have a cap or the maximum number of people they accept into their country from each country in the world. You understand? So especially in African countries, this immigrant visa quota is very low. So it actually would take you more than 18 months because there is a lot of backlog. There are a lot of people who are awaiting visa interviews and all those stuff. So you would have a longer waiting time, and then the duration for the whole process will take much longer than coming to the UK. So approximately it takes you like 6 to 9 months to be able to relocate to the UK. Personally, it took me only 7 months to be able to come to this country. Um, Although there is this red list in place now, which most of the African countries are a part of. However, I think it's still way easier coming to the UK than going to the United States of America. Ideally, it would take you 24 to 36 months to be able to relocate to the United States of America. So I actually didn't want to spend a lot of time in Ghana trying to relocate to the US. So I did the UK process instead, and it took me only 7 months to be able to relocate to the UK. So my second reason, which is a little bit funny, but it's very important, the examination required to be a nurse in the US is very difficult. The NCLEX exam is one of the most difficult examinations a nurse would ever write in his or her life. Yes, that's the truth. NCLEX is very difficult. Although people pass on their first attempt, but honestly, it will take you a lot of time to prepare and pass it on your first attempt. It will take you more than 6 months to prepare for the NCLEX and pass. However, the examination required to become a nurse in the UK is way easier. The CBT and the OSCE exams are very easy. And mind you, the OSCE exams is written after you've relocated to the UK. And CBT is the easiest examination I have ever written as a nurse. I used 6 days to prepare for my CBT and I passed on my first attempt. Yeah. So I chose the easiest path, and that's all what life's about. We choose the easiest ways of doing things. You understand? So if you have no idea what OSCE or CBT is, I have a new video coming up, which I'm going to talk about the easiest way to become a registered nurse in the UK, and I'm going to explain both exams in detail. My third reason why I chose the UK instead of the US is the cost involved in those processes. Let me give you a breakdown. If you want to come to the UK as a registered nurse and get your PIN or your license as a nurse, you'd have to pass your IELTS and then your CBT. IELTS will cost you like $215 to $310. And then CBT, the voucher and NMC verification, you pay an amount to the UK NMC for verification, and both will cost you less than £300. So apparently that's all the cost involved in getting registered with the UK NMC and then getting your CBT done. However, if you want to move to the US, you would have to write IELTS as well, which will cost you the same $250 to $300 depending on your location. And then you have to book for your NCLEX, which is around $200. Register with a board of nursing in the US. So the popular one would be CGFNS. And then the cost involved in the registration is almost like $800. The US process is much costly as compared to the UK process. One thing you have to note as well is that if you want to move to the US from Africa, there is only one center or one country that you can write the NCLEX, which is South Africa. So you'd have to book for a flight, and then you have to get a visa to South Africa as well, which would cost you. But there are agencies which would pay for all these, but you would pay back. They will deduct you after you reach the US. And I think that's a very bad idea. I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't advise anybody to go through that process. So apparently the cost involved in the US process is way higher than the cost involved in the UK process. So I chose the cheapest one because that's what I could afford, you understand. My fourth reason why I chose UK over US. If I still want to move to the US, it would be easier for me to move to the US from UK than moving to the US from Africa or from Ghana. The number of people who are admitted into the USA from UK is higher than the number of people who are admitted from Ghana to the US. So apparently, it would be easier and faster for me to move from this country to USA rather than moving from Ghana to USA. So that's the reason why I chose UK first, because if I come, experience the nursing and everything, and I still decide to move to the US, then it's easier for me to move than to wait for a lot of years in Ghana. So I came here in 7 months and I can prepare and get to the US whilst I'm still making better money than I was making in Ghana. And my fifth reason, my number five reason, is the fact that healthcare in UK is free. This is very important for everybody to know, especially people who have like chronic conditions. Know that when you come to this country, you pay nothing. You pay zero amount for healthcare. However, if you move to the US, you are going to pay for your healthcare and you might spend all your entire salary on healthcare. You understand? So I chose to come to this country, although I have no chronic condition and I've never been sick ever since I came here. But I still think it's a very good reason for me to come here. After I make money and I still decide to go to the US, I think I may be able to afford healthcare there easily than moving directly from my country to the US. So healthcare in UK is free, and that's very good. My sixth reason is that there is better vacation in UK than in the US. Okay, so in the UK, workers can take up to 7 weeks, 6 to 7 weeks of annual leave, and it is paid annual leave. They pay you to sit home and rest. That's very good. However, in the US of A, you only get 17 days of paid leave, which is very bad. So I didn't want to work the whole 365 days and only get 17 days as holidays or as my annual leave. That's no. But here I get 6 to 7 weeks every year and I get paid for it for resting in the house. And that's very good. Also, in the UK, you get up to 52 weeks of paid maternity leave. Yes, up to 52 weeks of paid maternity leave. In the US of A, you get only 12 weeks of unpaid maternity leave. In fact, US is one of the first world countries with the worst maternity leave policy. It has the worst maternity leave policy in the rich countries. If you are a mother or if you are planning to give birth after you relocate, then you have to consider these two things as well: your annual leave and then your maternity leave, so that you know how you're going to balance these things. Okay, so my last reason was the fact that it is easier to move from the UK to other European countries for vacation. I can go to France, Portugal, Greece, or even Russia if I want to. it's easier to move from here because they are all in the same continent, and flight and visa and all that cost very less, and it takes you like a short distance to get to these European countries. But moving from America to Europe, it's a long distance, and then Europe is one of the best continents to go to in terms of vacation. And I'm actually planning going to Russia this year for my vacation. Yes. All right. So, the ease with which you can move to other European countries and then enjoy a very nice vacation. That's also one secondary reason that I considered, and then I chose the UK over the US. And this is a bonus reason. UK is peaceful as compared to the US. There is less violence and crime in the UK as compared to the US. So if you have plans of raising kids or coming to relocating from your home country with your kids, then you have to consider UK because it's better to raise kids in the UK than in the US. You understand? There is a lot of violence and then discrimination and then racism as well in the US. But in UK, racism and all those stuff is very low. Actually, I'm preparing a new video to talk about racism in the UK and racism in the US. Then you compare. So you can factor that into your decision if you really want to relocate with your children. All right. I hope these 8 reasons would help you to make a very good choice between relocating to the US or relocating to the UK. So let me know what you think about this video in comment section. Also click the like button and then like this video so that it can be recommended to other people as well. You can follow us on our social media platforms. Link is in the description below. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the notification button so that you receive our new videos on nurses immigration to UK, Ireland, Canada, US, and anything about overseas nursing and any relevant information that you are supposed to know. Thanks for watching this video. See you.